Hey there YouTube, welcome to Big Mike Beard Wisdom. So, we're picking up where we left off in the detail video, where we got everything vacuumed out and wiped down. And basically what we're doing is we'll be removing the front seats. Now, this is the Gambler project. So, 2003 Acura TL Type S. And the passenger seat only moves forward and back. The back moves forward and back as well. It doesn't move up and down. So what you have to do is you kind of have to find the sweet spot. That way you can still access the bolts. Which this one, I would recommend sliding the seat all the way back, putting your socket on it, and then sliding it forward till you know you can still get to it. Because that one's tucked in there pretty good. It's a 14mm bolts front and back. And you want to be able to get it so that it's in the sweet spot that you can get both the front seats and the back seats unbolted without having to move anything. Because sometimes if you have to bump it or move it once you've taken these loose, they can kind of come out of time, in which case your seat's kind of crooked and really kind of messes with you. Now, this does have a side airbag, so I would recommend probably disconnecting the battery once you get the seat properly positioned and you're actually able to take the seat out nice and safe. I just got this bolt out. It's not a very long bolt. And with it in that position, you can just barely reach it with your fingers. So that one comes out pretty easy. It wasn't one of those where it's, you know, going through the body, hopefully, and it gets exposed in the bottom, kind of like some Ford vehicles do. And then those get rusted, and holy crap, are you trying to really fight in order to get those out? So this one's out. Now I'll go ahead and do this one. This one should be pretty easy because you can see it right there. And the rear seats are pretty simple. So this one just went into the side of the seat there, or the side of like the center console kind of mound. This one just went back in there, and now the seat's loose. So essentially, I want to try and reach up in here, disconnect all the connectors. That way I can pull the seat out. Now I tried just tipping it forward, and the headrest wound up hitting the sunroof kind of area. So I just rocked it back. This makes it really easy to get to these connectors and stuff. So you can kind of see, you've got this big wire set, this wire set, and this wire set right here. This one has a little hold down over here, and there's the connector there. This one has a hold down right there, and a connector there. This big one just has a connector there. So for now, that's the first one I'm going to disconnect. It feels like it just has a little finger underneath. That little spot right there should be a finger that I can push up on. So just has that little finger right there that I pointed to earlier. You're able to grab that, kind of shimmy these back and forth, and they'll come apart. Always a good idea to double check inside of it for corrosion. Because that'll help you know if you've got, you know, some sort of issue with the seat. A little bit of corrosion in here could be the reason why maybe a motor's not working. Then for these, this one's going to be a pretty simple one. So same thing, little finger here, push on that, pull back. Maybe with two hands. Now this one might be something else. Okay, so like a lot of the airbag ones, they've got extra little safety measures to make sure that everything kind of connects and stays connected. So it looks like this thing here slides back, and then this pops off. Let's put it back together just in case I got a bad shot of it. So it looks like this part here, again, just slides up, and then it pops off. So pretty simple. Then for these little connectors here, you can either try and slowly work this out nice and gently, or you can cut the cable tie part. I like to try and slowly work it out. That way I can just reinstall it back where it was. So you can see those are just kind of held in with that Christmas tree pin stuff. And it's always easier to differentiate the airbag wires because the airbags are yellow. So essentially when you go to install this, you've only got the two black ones, the big black one that'll go on this side, the small one that'll go on this one, And then of course the yellow one for the airbag. And now you can pretty much just lift the seat out. But now that the seat's out, you can definitely see that you can get to every little bit, every little nook and cranny, and get this nice and clean. So the passenger seat worked fine, and that should be pretty easy to kind of set those up to exactly where you need them and take them out. That way they're really easy, really simple. It's when they're broken that they don't want to play ball so much. So this one, that side over there, something's wrong with the motor. Basically the cable came off. Maybe it's frozen on that side. I tried playing with it a little bit, couldn't get it. So essentially, instead of being able to set this up perfectly, I'm gonna have to more or less try and make do with where it's at, especially with the rear bolts. So the front bolts look like they'll be easy to get to. Rear ones, not 100% sure yet. So let's try and pop this sucker off. Okay, we'll do the easy one. So this one you can kind of see that little side window there is a little, like, more or less a detent or something that allows the piece of metal to go into that one. So what you want to do is just kind of reach in behind it, pull out to the side, and that lets you bypass it. And then just do the same thing for the other side. So you can kind of see that little window had those two little ridges. Those ridges corresponded to those flat spots on the seat. That's what held that in place. This has something similar. It's just with the seat track right there, right against it. I don't know which way I got to go in order to take it loose. Apparently that way. Okay, so essentially I was just trying to force it straight back. And then you can see there's two little fingers sections here, here and here, probably held on there and there. And then when I gripped underneath here and kind of popped it out, that was probably that little section there. So these are now loose and off. That one looks like it should be a pretty good straight shot and easy to get to. That one should be in a good spot too. This seat was a little bit farther forward than the passenger seat could go back. So this isn't all the way back. So I think I got kind of lucky with this one, being that it's in a good spot to take it loose. So the driver's side bolts came out pretty easy. This one has this weird kind of, I don't know what this is right here. Like plastic thing here. That kind of fought me a little bit. But otherwise, all the seats kind of came off pretty easy. Then this is nice and loose. So same thing as the other side. So front bolts are out, rear bolts are out. You can really see when you can't move the seat out of the way how much weird crap there is in there. But we'll do the same thing as we did on the passenger side. We'll probably flip the seat back. That way it's leaning all the way back in order to disconnect the connectors. Front seat stuff looks a little bit different than the passenger side. So it looks like airbag, again, yellow wires. Just look at this, looks like the same type of connector. So just pull this back, see if it launches out like the other one did. Okay, so that one's all good. And then instead of having any additional ones, it just has this one big connector. And then looks like I just have to push this finger here in and pull that apart, probably with two hands. So yep, that's all pulled apart. Looks like inside nice and clean, and you can get a little bit better view of what's going on with this seat. So this cable here should go in there, but when I put that in there, this still didn't move. So there might be something where this side over here is frozen. There might be a quarter or a pen or something like that stuck in the rail. It might be rusted solid somewhere. There might be a bad bushing. There might be like pills or some damn crap in there. And then for taking the seats out, I took both seats out the front. So basically just slide them forward, turn them so that the bottom is pointed out the door, then take it out. This one was a little bit tougher because the steering wheel's on this side. Installation will be just the reverse. And then you would just hook up the wires again and torque the bolts down to what they should be torqued to. So these weren't super tight. So I can't imagine they're torqued to a whole lot. But you always want to make sure that those are good and tight, because that's what holds you in place. So, if you're thinking about doing like a really good detail job and pulling the seats, or maybe you're going to reskin them, or you're thinking about, you know, replacing the motors or something like that, maybe you got a problem, your seat doesn't move right, or maybe like this guy where it looks like they dropped a cigarette down here and burned a pretty good hole and then went, oh, I bet that was scary. So pulling the seats is pretty simple on one of these. And again, it's just a 2003 Acura TL. And then the Type S and the normal ones should be pretty much similar. This might even be really similar to an Accord. So this went pretty smooth. I definitely have a lot more cleaning to do. And like this side here is just funky. So we're gonna look on this side, it's cleaner. But what I'm thinking is I may wind up doing some actual carpet cleaning kind of stuff, as opposed to last time where I just kind of did like a quick, like a stain remover stuff. This one I may actually do a true on carpet cleaning. I'll do the stain remover first maybe, but we'll find out. It all kind of depends on how much money's in the budget and how long I want to leave this without chairs. But what I'll do is I'll just go ahead and throw the seats back in. If you're going to leave them out for a long period of time, I'd recommend finding like a big garbage bag or like a lawn waste bag or something like that to put them in. That way they're kind of protected. And also, if you're going to be working on them, I'd recommend having like a nice cloth down. That way you're not tearing up the seat covers, scratching them by accident when we don't mean to. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Feel free to like and subscribe, and I'll check you next time. What if this is how Shaq feels when he drives? Or, wait, is this what I would feel like if I drove Shaq's car?